is bad against? Any idea?
Nothing, they're the best.
NP is just the best?
Yes.
I like your idea, though. I think you're making a lot of sense here, actually.
Oh, that's great.
Because NP, some of the biggest games that they've ever had were like those big turnarounds, a split push, controlling towers, objectives, keeper the light. Good against the general drow strat, right? All that physical damage.
Yep.
And same idea there with the Venom.
Well, gang, we don't need to digress any longer because we have a Game 2 draft ready to rock and roll. Surprise, surprise. Look who it is. First pick, Warlock.
Well, as we said before, they got rid of the Venno and the Coddle. Not sure if those are wing staples, but definitely two heroes that kind of play against the strategy of NP. And we're going to see the Warlock. They're not going to give them the knockup.
Yeah.
I thought this was going to be a bit of honor coming out here and seeing if they could fight them at their best. Not today.
Before we get ahead of ourselves, a couple things worth noting. NP again will be on Dire's side, and I believe NP again with first pick. So it's an exact mirror of what we saw in game number 1. They first picked the Drow Ranger, and here they first pick the Warlock.
Yep, that is correct there. And we talked about this too with the banning of the Drow. Didn't think that we'd even see it in the first game, but it did go very, very well for NP. Despite the fact they lost, it is the best that at least we've seen them play up against Wings in now the 3 games we've seen. So,
do you think that they could still survive without the Drow Ranger Grand?
Oh, of course.
How?
They couldn't survive with it.
Oh, it's Slardar. Oh, no, Live Stealer.
Yeah, instantly into a Life Stealer Slardar. The Nax bomb's already ready. Just a solid opening.
More variation from Wings. I think maybe a week ago, Trent, we were just talking about this being one of maybe the safest openers in this current meta. Lifestealer, kind of tried and true, and at the time, Slardar seemed almost unstoppable in the offlane.
Yeah, this is very interesting too because it's kind of been dominating, especially in the Southeast Asian region. A lot of teams still going for this Lifestealer Slardar opener, similar to how a lot of teams in like Europe are still going for Shadow Demon Luna if it's not banned out, running the whole game from there. But what we've seen is that it is very telegraphed. Right now, you understand that Lifestealer Slardar, there is going to be that big period where you need that blink dagger on the Slardar, you need the armlet on your Lifestealer, and you want to go around the map with these big infest bombs and try and get these ganks, get your team rolling, snowballing, get into objectives, and so forth. So, like NP had both their cores picked so early, now that's happened to Wings. So it's up to NP to try and counter that out here and figure out what they're going to do during that time period.
How do you counter? You just go for a split push?
I mean, there's the split push, there's the better overall team fight, perhaps, if you can, like, even if you're just always going to be as 5, right? And I do agree with the Treant Protector. I think it's worked so nicely, and again, with forced ganks, having this nice global heal, it's going to be excellent
That's
for
true.
them.
Picking up this early instead of 5th pick.
A little risky, perhaps.
A bit risky, but at the same time, it's just so strong against heroes like this. I mean, it's going to be able to go through that rage, that BKB, grab them, make sure they can't move, and it's a pretty good answer to the Braces combo of Slardar and Lifestealer.
Yeah, very true. Not a lot of tools there to deal with the living armor. I mean, one of the other options for NP is lane dominators. A hero like Bane, great against Lifestealer, also very good in that early laning stage to try to get you some of that momentum. Prevent the Slardar from getting a well-timed blink dagger, perhaps.
Bane?
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 Did someone say Bane?
I hope not.
What hero was that? Oh, Darkseer banned out as well as a Snake and a Razor. Now, why are we banning out Snake? Isn't that, I mean, they haven't been doing that great on him, have they?
Hey, that's an Eternal Envy classic right now.
Oh.
Perfect hero against the Lifestealer.
And they played it earlier in this tournament, I believe. Banned against them several times.
Oh no, my career. I was wrong.
Yeah, that's a good ban as long as he doesn't get caught before he can cast his ult and he'll never die.
Razor now 4th ban for Wings. Darkseer 3rd from NP as they think about their 4th.
They have so much good team fight right now from Team NP. Like, Warlock obviously gives you that really nice laning advantage, and then we have often talked about the chains and the golems in the team fight. But now Treant Protector, it's not just the global heal. The overgrowth, piercing through that BKB, being able to grab up that lifestealer if he's already raged.
Yeah.
If they can build into some greater team fight, that might be one of the ways they can counter up against the current Wings Gaming very gank-focused strategy.
Absolutely. Witch Doctor now 4th ban from NP. We've seen Wings prioritize that hero a fair bit, and now Rubik, 3rd pick. Great setup for the Slardar.
Yep. It couldn't have been a better game for Rubik last game for 1437. This game, it's looking to be good. Steel Rock, Fatal Bonds, Armor. It's an overall good game for him already.
Yeah, but now they have to be careful on Team NP. I mean, that Rubik kind of denies them a lot. I mean, you could have all that team fight focus, but I think that was very strategic picking the Rubik pick there and kind of cornering them into something that they don't necessarily want to do. If I was NP, screw the Rubik. Let's get an Enigma, all right? We're better than it. We can handle it. Let's freaking go, bro.
A bold strategy.
Bold is just what we need. It's Beastmaster here coming out. We got pigs, we got hawks, we got axes, and we got talks. Loud, violent, shouting talks.
Classic MSS hero. We've seen him dominate with this in the offlane quite a bit, and now it's looking like NP have a lot of great vision control. You've got Trient, who sort of acts as a mobile ward himself. If he ever gets the Aghanim Scepter, of course, great vision, and then you've got the Hawk and Boar on top of that. A lot of vision control. I like it.
Often banned out for this entire tournament, too. The Beastmaster for MSS, and now 3 heroes that can stun through this magic community for our Lifestealer.
Exactly. It's time to MSS needs to show. He's the man. He's the one who's been carrying this team online. Needs to do it on land now.
Oh, they will. You can feel the energy. All right, this is an anime team. The crowd is putting their hands up in the air for the Spirit Bomb, and you can feel all their love. Look at them. Do you hear their cries?
Yes. Yes.
Come on, yeah, come
on. Give them your energy. It's your last chance.
on. That's a Spirit Bomb.
That is a Spirit Bomb indeed.
Good thunder sticks, my God.
There they are.
All right, anyway, back to the draft, please. I can't see.
Well, Wings thinking about it here, Slack. Still about 45 seconds of reserve time, thinking hard about what they want here. They'll need a second support and then that final core.
Do you smell that? It's weakness. They're thinking. 30 seconds on Team Wings, a team that's so confident, a team that doesn't know what they're going to pick.
They actually went down to 0 reserve time last game as well.
Sweet googly moogly, that's why they won. Strategists, chess players, Wings Gaming.
What kind of fools would use all of their reserve time?
Oh!
It's Winter Wyvern!
No.
Wow.
Someone else talk about this hero.
Some would say maybe a dead hero, perhaps.
Yeah.
Often gets torn up there, but against the Drow strats and against Beastmaster, you can understand why you want it.
Yes, absolutely. You give that Beastmaster aura a taste of its own medicine, making all of his friends attack each other. Great control hero. Also can help keep heroes like Slardar alive. He tends to initiate, maybe a little bold with that sprint turned on. But guess what? Cold Embrace is there to keep you safe.
The laning was also super important here, too. Someone to try and deal with this Beastmaster. Rubik on his own, not really going to have a very good time. Generally, we look towards those supports can actually handle up those supports, especially the Boar.
It's pretty obvious Team NP wants to push, and Splinter Blast is the best split push. In the game.
Anti-push.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
now
this
that
is-
you guys are all done with that, allow me to talk about Winter Wyvern. If there's one thing that I can see in every single pro game, it's Winter Wyvern losing. The hero is garbage. It is horrible. Even for Team Wings, the best team in the world, that right there sold their death, and the Sven is going to be picked up to make sure they cleave right through it.
Hey, Grant, what do you think they're going to ban?
Invoker.
Oh!
Will we see the tried and true Sven Invoker here for Team NP? I gotta say, I would love to see it personally. The EE Evoker,
I mean, what else are you going to do? That's your comfort pick, baby. Get that Invoker, get that Sven.
the T-balled Sunstrikes on someone who's cold embraced. Think that's gonna save you? No.
No.
Piercing from the heavens.
Here is the sun.
You have to imagine, though, Wings is aware of the Sven Invoker. If we're smart enough to figure it out, certainly sure are Wings. They're thinking hard about this, though. Not much reserve time left here, Slacks. Only 10 seconds.
10 seconds remaining. Not only do they have to figure out this ban, but they got to figure out their pick. 5 seconds remaining. Grant, hold my hand. Oh, okay.
It's the Death Prophet ban. Okay, Invoker makes it through. DP, another great five-man Death Ball hero. It does kind of fit with this strat that they're going for you, so you can understand why they'd want to go for that.
Yeah, I mean, there were so many options, too, because there's not just the Invoker. They still have the DP, they still have the OD as well to throw in there. They still have the Marana, even, for Envy. So many of his heroes still in the pool. Not something that often happens, but he really does have his full choice of the litter here.
Indeed, he does.
See the faces of NP here. Cold-blooded kills.
Look at that hair.
Beautiful. Is that
Gorgeous.
pink or is that crimson blood
I
red?
believe it's Rose.
Ah,
Delicious.
how appropriate. There's the man, SVG right there. The strong silent type.
Strong silent tree type, perhaps.
Yes, indeed.
Will he soon be known as SV Tree if they could pull up the series?
Hey-o.
Can he steal that?
Why, that's pretty dank, sir.
Oh, mod packs. You silly devil.
Okay, Shadow's taking some real time thinking about this last one here.
This is NP's final ban here, Slacks. That would be Eternal Envy thinking about what he wants to ban out, but that's okay, pal.
That
We won't
was
hold it
not who
against
was
you.
on the camera. You want to go down right now? 5 seconds remaining. Hold my hand, Grant. 3. Oh, my God.
It's the Dragon Knight. So OD still in the pool, though, as Trent mentioned. Very good against It's the Invoker.
You called it, baby. Team NP, 90% of the games. And it's... Oh, no. It's out. Looking scary. Why don't we talk about why we all just had a heart attack with that Alchemist pick?
Well, we've seen quite a few heartbreaking games this tournament with teams looking like they've got it in the bag, and then lo and behold, the old Alchemist is there to hold the high ground and to turn the game around. A difficult hero to close games out against. MP, they need to execute here, boys.
I mean, if you can turn the game around with the cores he had last game, it's now doubly scary with an Alchemist on the side.
Yeah, but
of
it's
Wings.
it's the Invoker.
The Invoker Sven, the ancient strategies. So will Wings be able to get in there, shut that down? Rubik, Winter Wyvern, they don't have the traditional 4 roamer.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on that.
I do have to say the Winter Wyvern pick sure does make a lot of sense. If there's one thing that garbage tier hero can do, it is defend a high ground and buy you some time. And now with that Alchemist coming out as well, time will be bought. But will it be time for victory or time for defeat?
Only time will tell, Slacks.
Hey,
luckily, we've got a couple of broadcasters to break down this game and bring the hype. It's once again Cap and Purge as we move into Game 2 of our Grand Finals.
Sven and Invoker. It's rather fitting that Team NP, they used this combination going into the American qualifiers to great success, and now in their time of need in this grand finals where they are just one loss away from taking second place and giving Wings that coveted first place here in the grand final, they go back to that same strategy again.
It could be really effective. I like the Winter Wyvern a lot. It's going to shut down a lot of NP's ability to get kills, and this final Alchemist pick gives them Radiance, which should cut right through the tree armor. I'm a little unsure if they're going to be strong enough to actually win team fights here. I feel like NP is going to have some gank problems. I think Wings has more options on the map to set up ganks than they do. At the very least, they're very cooldown reliant. Roar, Golem, maybe even Sven ulti. I really feel like AUI has to get active this game. He's got to get some solo pickoffs with his ultimate and Blink Dagger.
So do you think Wings then need to be able to try and abuse the timings of Chaotic Offering, Overgrowth like a little bit? They need to just play super active. Once they get that Blink Dagger on Slardar and the Lifestealer and Fez combination, they just kind of go. Even if they lose a fight, they just revive, they go again, and just buy space and time for the Alchemist to be able to farm up.
It's definitely going to help a lot. So yeah, a lot of crucial Blink Dagger timing on the Slardar. That's going to be massive for them. The chilling, the cool embrace that Winter Wyvern provides just so dangerous for what MP wants to do here. They're going to fight along the bot rune here. Should be a Shadow rune. He does grab that one, but the chase on the Rubik. This could be a little scary. He's got a lot of time until his next Leech Seed, but maybe he'll be able to get there in time. They might even skill Axes if it's going to be a First Blood here.
Yeah, they're going to try for it. The Axes go out. The attempt at First Blood, but the right click isn't quite enough.
A little expensive in terms of his skill build here, but at least they burned all of Rubik's HP. That should give MSS more experience because he won't be able to fight him for a while.
Meanwhile, in our mid lane, we have the classic Eternal Envy Invoker that he has been spamming so much in pubs, trying to get in top shape for that mid lane position, faced up against the Alchemist. Top lane, though, first we're going to have Faith Beyond be gone on. Nice crush, though. That's going to be able to buy him a lot more time, and harassment on to 1437. Innocent still trying to show up in lane here, but SVG is denying him with the extra bit of movement speed. This is going to be close. Telekinesis goes down, pushes him back, and SVG will push Innocence out of this lane once again.
That boots advantage, and I won't want to be punched by a tree either. It does a lot of damage, guys, and there's almost no way that he can get to the experience. So MSS just in a 1v1 lane, essentially, and also beating out Shadow a bit.
Yeah, you see those right clicks go to town. Shadow does not have a race to be able to get this in. Oh, man. That was closer than I expected. 15 HP was all that was left between Shadow and giving up First Blood to NP against their aggressive dual lane.
Perfect lift timing on the Rubik. Stopped the last tree punch that would have guaranteed the kill. They're holding on, same as NP in the safe lane. Winter Wyvern plus Slardar, pretty survivable, decently high damaging once they have cooldowns, but I feel like the Warlock and the Sven can absolutely stand up to this lane, whereas the Lifestealer's having a lot more trouble.
Yeah, that Lifestealer, just because the Rubik and in general his ineffectiveness to be able to do anything about this dual lane, he just doesn't provide any damage, can't threaten those heroes, can't even really harass, as you pointed out, the boots advantage that the Train Protector has. So Lifestealer's just kind of left out on his own this 1v2, and the sustain doesn't seem to be quite enough. Ice is going to be forced into an early Arctic Burn to get off that cliff, that precarious situation he was in. Again, we're going to see Innocence. SVG tossed back up onto the cliff. And Shadow left once again, as Innocence is going to be forced either back to base. I mean, does he even continue to show up in this lane? It seems rather ineffective for him, but then he's leaving a Lifestealer high and dry.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's okay for him to ditch because Alchemist is doing so well in the mid lane. 17 last hits for him. He also got a bounty rune. Again, 2 bounty runes going to Wings at the start, one of them for the Alchemist. So Blink has a great start here, and it's going to require some awesome rotations from NP's heroes to actually shut him down in the jungle before he gets Radiance.
Yeah, their aggro dual lane is not doing so bad either. They may not be putting the pressure onto the Sven as he currently has 11 CS keeping pace, but the Slardar is also getting a decent amount, and you said Faith Beyond's Blink Dagger is paramount here for the Wings strategy to come together, right?
Yeah, it actually is. The Slaughter's getting comparable last hits to the Sven. That pretty much says it all. Morlock in the base at the moment, about to TP back to the top lane. They've got to get more out of their lane because if Sven doesn't get on this huge acceleration path, they're not going to get an advantage from their aggressive dual lane. And in the mid lane, we know that Invoker's losing that against Alk, as he probably should in most cases. So they need to get some rotations coming. Heroes need to die on Wings' side, or they're going to have a huge advantage by mid.
Ooh, this is an interesting rotation. Ice put himself in the trees, and he's going to TP bottom. Seems like he's going to try and punish NP because they've been so aggressive with this dual lane, thinking they can just repeatedly shove out the Rubik, that maybe they can actually be the ones getting a kill here. Already slowing down MSS, managed to get the slow again here, the open wounds, and there's just nothing SVG can do about this one. First blood will end up going to Wings.
It's a great rotation there. The fact that Winter Wyvern's already level 3 gives him 2 points in Splinter Blast, a huge nuke. And they're easily able to pick off the Beastmaster with that rotation. And now NP's got to be scratching their heads a little bit. They're going even in their lanes at best. And the rotations are now going to be more effective for Wings. They can't let this happen. They've got to get active.
Our Slardar's been left alone in lane, but he's already got the levels required to be able to sit here, not really being threatened too much despite the loss of his support. He's still getting full CS. The faster we get this Blink Dagger, the earlier they can threaten that Ancients that's going to be so necessary for the Sven to go ahead. That's something that NP has had as a notable strategy, right? Stacking up Ancients has been so key to getting their AUI, the core amount of farm he needs to get mid-game.
And they have some at least. That's one downside, that Wings can't pressure super well and NP can't pressure super well. So spending time to go actually put sentries or obs to block the Ancients isn't going to happen. It could accelerate the Sven, it could get him a Blink Dagger or a faster ulti kill. That's the kind of stuff they need to win the game.
Yeah, they already have a couple of stacks. Eternal Envy with his Forge Spirits or MSS with his Boar are always able to stack it up without them having to actually leave the lane. Blink, meanwhile, he's gotten so much CS in lane already, and now he's going to be taking a break from sitting in mid, picks up his level 6 inside the jungle, clearing through his stack as well. SVG, not much he can do here besides soak.
Yeah, but he actually does really need levels, so this isn't all terrible for him, but it's going to reveal the fact that he's been standing here, that's for sure. And in the meantime, Winter Wyvern's been mid getting free levels.
Well, there goes the Hawk as well. That's an extra 60 gold for the Alchemist on top of everything else that he's been given so far.
Slaughter's almost 6. They've gotten almost everything they need. Beastmaster also level 5. That's really when the rotations are going to start happening. And if you got Sunstrike on top of a Roar, that's most likely a dead hero. It should make up for the fact that their Treant is their other support.
They need to make MSS do a whole lot in this game, it seems, as Wings are having a pretty successful laning phase, getting what they need to start making some aggression. Eternal Envy, this could be a big kill. Wings managed to get there in time. Faith Beyond hits the crush, and Eternal Envy is going to try and run himself out of here, but Faith Beyond will be able to keep pace here. He's got the sprint, a mango up, and he'll be able to get another stun out, but it seems like with the living armor, Eternal Envy will actually survive through this. Cold Snap and Sunstrike lands. They're still going to try and fight this one out. The stun, and now AUI pops the ultimate. Goes up against Faith Beyond. He still has that extra damage, but both of these two heroes are getting away until Ice is caught by SVG inside the river. They bring a 4th hero to this battle, and it seems like that is enough to be able to get the kill on Ice to kill. Give it over to AUI.
Looked really scary there for Envy, but because Wings didn't have 6 on the Slaughter, they didn't have enough right-click damage to actually pick him off. Winter Wyvern looked so good at the start, but it only does so much. Huge kill there, grabbing the Winter Wyvern. It did force a lot of rotations, but any kill is going to help accelerate their farm.
Oh. 1-1 right now, 7 minutes in, but if you take a look at this, Wings are feeling pretty good. That Alchemist has almost 5k net worth already, and NP don't have any plan in the foreseeable future to shut him down. They need time on the Beastmaster, time on the Sven to be able to get their basic amount of farm. Invoker very much a static mid. Shadow's going to turn and fight up against this Leech Seed. Is getting a lot of damage onto MSS. Again, the living armor will make the difference here. Shadow's not able to get that same kind of kill potential against this heavy sustained skill. that Dream Protector has done so much for NP in this tournament with.
So Shadow's got to be careful now, especially trading things like a salve there for some of Lifestealer's mana is completely worth it. Because he's still got the rage up. That means any damage rotation from NP should result in a Lifestealer kill if he doesn't rage in time. So MSS rotating through the jungle. Maybe we'll find a Rubik. All he really needs is a squishy support and a Sunstrike. He's got to kill. This could be what he needs.
In a sense, that wouldn't be the biggest kill ever. I'm sure he would much rather be able to find an Alchemist low, but Alchemist is actually trying to clear through his Ancients right now.
Trying and succeeding. He's really farmed 900 gold past his armlet. This is going to be a extremely fast Radiance. NP fans have got to be scared now.
NP are beginning to do some stacks of their own. They have currently Invoker trying to farm through some neutrals alongside AUI. Trying to complete up that Midas as quick as possible, start really getting the progression and levels for the Invoker. We can see that heavy Sunstrike and how it's able to burst down heroes, if it's actually enough, against Wings and their rather tanky squad. They've got 2 very defensive heroes in the Rubik and the Winter Wyvern, and 3 rather tanky cores on Wings. NP are going to need a whole lot of damage to be able to eat through that HP.
Did they see the Rubik? I'm unsure. He just spawned his Hawk, but I'm not sure if they saw it or not. We'll see shortly. It's a great place to deward. But the ward advantage for Wings is so much better. They've been stacking large camps. This Ancient stack is almost everything that NP has going their way this game. If this gets contested by somebody like Alchemist, could just completely upend the pace of this game for them.
Yeah, that is really the big strategy here from Wings, right, is that they can't really contest that will, but if they do, it's a huge win. But even if they don't manage to connect with a successful intervention of those Ancients, doesn't matter, right? Because Alchemist is doing his own Ancient stack, and he's getting so much more than AUI is out of it thanks to Grievel's Greed.
Yeah, and the dual lane, of course. Sven should be farther ahead than this. NP should have been able to get a fast level 6 on either the Warlock or the Tree in the safe lane, but because of the aggro dual lane, the Slardar gets as many levels as he wants, and the Sven doesn't get to hit up the jungle as fast. Normally you'd have maybe the Ancients cleared by now and possibly stacking the second set. So finally level 6 being picked up for Warlock. They're ready to teamfight at least, but they haven't been able to get a kill on the map in a long time.
Big difference here between our 1 positions for both Wings and NP is that Shadow is spending all of his time in lane. AUI able to take advantage of the jungle. It's freeing space for the Warlock. Currently trying to go through the Ancients as well, but the Warlock has picked up his level 6.
Yeah, the sentry there actually did spot out Faith Beyond, so they know he's in the area. Do they have a Dust ready? See if they put another sentry. They see him.
They got him with the Primal Roar. The Sunstrike will manage to connect here and not able to get off the sun in time. A couple of swings from AUI, and that'll seal the kill. They get the Ancients, and they get a +1 on top of that. Faith Beyond falls.
Huge kill for them. Actually, pretty big mistake from Wings. I believe they had the sentry down earlier. The ward got dewarded, possibly a miscommunication between the supports and the cores there from not expecting that. You've got to communicate that kind of stuff. It happened in the last game as well with the Shadow Fiend, actually.
Shadow has completed his armlet and phase boots. As soon as Faith Beyond has the blink dagger, they're good to go. The very aggressive dude that can pretty much instantly get kills. Unless NP are in the right position, they're actually going to go on MSS here, tries to go for the TP out. Again, the living armor making the difference until the Winter's Curse will put a stop to that TP in the last second. Shadow no longer has a rage, but SVG can actually slow down, gets the lead steam. Now with a cold snap, they're doing a lot. The ultimate gets dropped by the Warlock, but it's not quite enough. Shadow is getting away with the rage, and a crush goes down from Faith Beyond, further preventing NP from moving forward.
No ability to land Fatal Bonds there. The cold snap only does so much. They needed Sven there maybe, or Aurora, but the way that fight started, another dead hero for NP, and they used a very crucial chaotic offer, and there's the relic. This is like ideal timing on Alchemist if you do not get killed in the lane. He farmed well, he's transitioned well, he's done it safely, he didn't get ganked, and this is going to get real hard for NP.
Sunstrike almost catching Faith Beyond, pops the sprint. He's got Innocence there to back him up. It looks like they want to try and give some space for Faith Beyond to be able to get that big initiating item, as he is really the only one that hasn't gotten what they wanted out of the laning phase, right? They wanted that early Blink Dagger on Slardar. It's okay though, because Lifestealer and the Alchemist have made up for that small loss of farm.
All right, Echo Saber, very crucial item, and picking off heroes like Slardar or the Lifestealer before they're able to press their I don't want to die button, and there comes the smoke rotation. There's a chance that they try to take Roche with this, but much more likely they try to take a team fight. They're prepping up for mid here.
They're going to wrap into that mid lane behind that tier 1 tower, see if they can catch the Alchemist while he's farming those neutrals. It's not going to be the case here, but maybe as Blink shows up to lane, they can go for it. Chemical Rage is about to fall out too. Eternal Envy already starting out the damage. They're going to be able to get him. Primal Roar goes down. AUI just tears them to a pulp. They will manage to get one. Innocent's going to be the next one down as well as they killed Snap, holds him in place. A failed attempt to be able to save the Alchemist cost an extra life to Wings, and NP will get the +1 and the objective as well. Tier 1 tower rapidly falling.
I love how they played that. They brought the Treant Protector to the safe lane.
Eternal Envy going to be slowed down, open wounds, AUI turn, hoping to hit Shadow as much as possible. Zane is more, and now with Hold the Brace actually going to be able to keep it beyond Knife. Now Winter's Curse laid out, they're going to be able to take down the Beastmaster with the help of AUI. The damage turns against them, and NP will drop their 2 cores.
It was a great move to show the Treant Protector on the safe lane, an expected place for the Dire to rotate with their smoke while they ganked the mid lane. They got an outkill and a Rubik follow-up, but they stayed a little too long. Great Winter's Curse to guarantee the death on the Beastmaster, and they've got to keep this tower alive. If it takes a lot of damage, it's okay. They can heal it up, but yeah, it looks like Wings will actually back off. So about even trade there, but there's still the major threat of the Alchemist on the map. They can kill him for now, but if he just gets away with farming for the next 10 minutes or so, I don't know if they're going to have the damage anymore.
Both teams putting a large priority on being able to keep their towers alive. NP obviously have that extra advantage with the living armor, but Wings doing what they can to make sure they don't concede too much WAP control to NP. The Radiance as well as the Armlet is up for Blink, and as soon as he gets that Manta and Boots of Travel, his farm will just start exploding, and NP are going to be on quite the timer here, unless they plan on pushing this super late game against an Alchemist who can get fully 6-slotted and start passing around some Aghanim Scepters too.
Yeah, they're really hoping to get the tier 1 after that gank mid, but the push just came a little bit too slow, and Wings was able to actually cover that pressure. So many levels on all their heroes. That's the big problem for them.
It's very concerning to me that Shadow, because he's been a part of 3 different kills, claimed the life of 2 of those. He is actually pretty close to AUI's net worth. It's not just about the Alchemist. Alchemist will naturally be ahead, but the fact that a Lifestealer is pretty close to a Sven, who's naturally supposed to be ahead, and net worth is another concerning metric for NP.
They did see Envy rotating up here with the Slardar ultimate, so surely Envy knows this, and the smoke rotation comes around. This is so dangerous.
He's going to pop his invis. They will throw out the dust. Eternal Envy's already got some distance away. He's going to have to turn and fight. It looks like he might be able to pick up the 1 kill on Ice, but he doesn't have the magic damage to finish him off. That hold will be enough. They're going to be able to take down Envy. It will not lose the support in exchange.
Well, they do get the bot racks at least. If you use Quas Vice Invoker, maybe that works, but on Exort, Quas is just difficult to survive.
And because Ice is still alive, he's actually going to be able to help defend against this push from NP in the bottom lane. He's going to start out with a Splinter Blast, doing a little bit of damage here. They're actually going to throw it on the Primal Roar onto the Slardar. AUI not sure if he can man up against Bastian. He does manage to get off the crush, but the Overgrowth is there immediately afterwards. AUI takes out that offlaner. They're going to try and continue to fight this one out with the Warlock. It's a 4 versus 4, and maybe AUI, he ends up going down anyway. Can't fight through the Shadow HP. He stays up thanks in part to that Armlet. NP will walk away with only the Beastmaster and the Treant Protector, and have only claimed the life of that Slardar, who's already tanked so much. MSS hoping to be able to finish off that mid-tier 1 tower. Shadow is here for the deny, though.
Nicely done there, and he's also going to feed the gold from the Necros, so NP did get 2 towers though, and they haven't actually lost one yet. So while there's a massive gold advantage going towards Wings, if they can just keep this kind of a tower advantage, that means that any ganks that happen, NP should be able to react to them better than Wings. But if they do equalize and eventually take those towers back, their advantage is going to be actually out of control, because a lot of it's just offset from the easy gold that they get from towers.
Tier 1 being chipped away, but Faith Beyond is here. He's had quite the, he's really played the sacrificial role here. He's still sending a 900 gold in his purse. No Blink Dagger in sight really for him, but the other 2 cores are getting a very big benefit out of his plays. There have a Blink Dagger now on the Sven. This is going to be the first step for NP to start trying to wrestle gank control away from Wings. You can see Wings are trying to make this very odd gank happen. A Lifestealer infested inside a Rubik. I'm sure this is something that NP are not anticipating with this Ghostwalk steal.
I'm not anticipating it working either. Like they've got a lot of time left on the Ghost Walk, but his ability to find heroes is so low because of the low movement speed. And
he is nowhere near anybody. In fact, it's going to be the Winter Wyvern in close encounters with NP. He goes down to the gank, and now they may actually be able to get more. Primal Roar laid out, punch gold, and that's going to be able to drop onto 3. They can almost finish this one up. Slaughter in the back line, taken out by MSS, and Shadow even is going to go down. NP pick up a big team fight offer Wings, trying to defend a simple Winter Wyvern. And the fight turns so badly for them, a 3,500 gold turn. Massive. As NP take a big win.
Massive swing there. The tree ulti was perfect time, especially because the Lifestealer happened to pop out at the same moment. It limited his ability to kill Sven, and Sven got to do whatever the hell he wanted. They're going to take the tower.
They're actually going for it. They might just get Blink as well. What the hell? Blink is almost dead. He managed to get the cold embrace out for the Winter Wyvern. That'll keep him alive for now. Eternal Envy and the rest of his crew back up. They take the tier 3 tower, but he still gets it. No! Oh no, the unstable concoction finishes them up, and now they're going to move forward. They know Blink's dead. They're going to force a buyback. They might still get the racks as well. If Jace Beyond comes in, 2-man crush. Then to get a lucky bash onto AUI, but AUI turns to the range racks instead. Blink is pushing himself forward, looking for the extra kill. They know AUI is dead. They want more. Blink has an unstable concoction up here in a second. He has vision of MSS, but he's going to go for the Treant Protector instead with the Radiance Bird. MSS is the next target, but with that ice wall laid in place, looks like they're going to have to play the long route around, and they won't be able to catch up to him. MP, though, holy cow, they just went from being like relatively scared of this Alchemist, and all of a sudden, boom, they win a fight bottom, they take a tier 2, Alchemist suicides, and they can get a tier 3 or range racks before the 20-minute marker.
Just an amazingly timed mistake there for Blink suiciding. Guarantees the range barracks. There's a lot of gold stored up in those buildings, and that's why we saw these big item pickups from NP. A 1 team fight and buildings afterwards, and the overall map pressure that's always going to happen. It's a big advantage for them. Midas on Warlock as well, more levels, possible utility items as well. NP's really happy right now. This game is stabilized.
Yeah, that was the thing about NP's lineup, right? It was a little bit slow to come online with Beastmaster, Sven, and Invoker all on the same team, but now that they're actually here, they're going to start being really effective. They've got that Necronomicon 3 up on the Beastmaster, so they can very quickly do Roshan, the help of Alacrity, and all the physical damage that AUI brings to the table.
Yeah, and it doesn't even cost them a Sven ult, so even after they take this, the only cooldown that they're going to have is Necro 3. Definitely a great tool to have. Great for getting backline kills, but actually gap closing, it's a little hard for MSS right now, so absolutely worth it. They pop the smoke. If they can get a pick off or 2, this could be the end of the bot racks.
Yeah, they're just going to 5-man smoke, spread out, go straight through bottom lane. It looks like they will manage to catch Innocence here. He's going to be spotted out by the ward. They jump onto him, Blink, and that is the one pick that's going to allow them to be able to go high ground with an Aegis and a 4 versus 5 for 30 seconds. NP still have a creep wave to be able to push out. All the meanwhile, Wings are trying to gain as much ground around the map before this high ground push comes.
Oh no, the Hawk.
They will have to defend eventually here.
That's actually a pretty big loss. They do already have a ward on the low ground though. 2 of them, so if it does get dewarded, one of them may survive.
They're so close to being able to have that Manta, which is so key to be able to defend high ground. But unfortunately, the Courier holding on to that item means that this Alchemist is not going to be able to throw out those illusions and spam out the Radiance against NP. He's got it now, though.
Yeah, all the summons that they have, so useful for moments like these. That is healable damage on the barracks. They don't need a Treant for that one, but if they come out too far, NP's going to turn around and take a fight. Their ability to pressure is very nice. That's one of the big advantages of things like Manta or summons.
Seeing as they just picked up the Aegis, they've got plenty of time to work with. Do you think this is the best idea for NP to back up and farm until they have Blink Dagger on Beastmaster? And I'm not sure what if AUI is close to an item, or maybe the Invoker is as well. But do you think they should wait for that? BKB as well on AUI? Those are 2 pretty big teamfight items, right?
The problem is that the Blink on Beast is very far away. It's about 1,000 gold. NP has an Ags coming. The BKB on the Sven is massive. The only hero he really has to worry about is maybe Winter Wyvern ulti before he pops his BKB. But if he plays this team fight right, AUI should guaranteed get a kill at the start of the fight. And that's all they need to definitely go high ground and finish a racks.
So wait for the Axe and the BKB, at least for the Sven and Invoker, but maybe not the Blink Dagger. Go high ground before that.
It's so long. I mean,
Yeah.
he would have to farm a jungle maybe twice, 1.5 times before he's able to pick that up. And they're just constantly worried that Wings is going to start a fight, because there is a lot of threat to that. It could just be one hero with a smoke, with a lifestealer on top of him, initiating from the side, starts the fight in a good way.
TP up to top lane, Invoker tries to put a stop to the push to top, but they already laid the bait. Shadow and Faith Beyond were actually sitting there anticipating a bit of a split push out of NP. They catch Invoker and take away his Aegis, making the initiation that you were kind of talking about. This whole entire time that they're waiting to go for the high ground, it gives opportunities to Wings to make the first step.
Exactly. If they spread out too much or show themselves where they are, or maybe if Slaughter just runs through enemy jungles, see if he finds somebody. Almost every time it's going to be a kill due to the nature of amplified damage, making Lifestealer do so much more. It's tough to deal against that. They might be able to pressure this mid tower, maybe even kill it. NP's kind of in a bad place for this already. It's getting low.
Blink, using his illusions to be able to keep those Blink Daggers at bay, will start retreating as soon as he sees AUI and sees the big dangerous initiator for now. On the other side of the map though, Faith Beyond as well as Shadow. On that Lifestealer side of things, what a gank!
They got it. No boots to travel to that guy. I'm pretty sure that's why they put that in that place. It's a great creep for affecting creep equilibrium. Walk up to the wave, nuke it for 160 apiece, and when you already have a Rax advantage, that's something that you can abuse for the rest of the game.
Yeah, NP are just looking to be able to control the map, right, while they finish up these last couple of items, because they're always having to deal with this Alchemist split push. As you can see, Wings have given up quite the net worth lead thanks to that the couple of arrangements at bottom lane.
50 gold, man.
Yeah, 50 gold is all the difference, despite Wings having an Alchemist on their team. He is trying to finish up that Octarine. Will start speeding up through the illusion spam push out, that Naga-esque kind of split push that Alchemist is well known for. So it's going to get harder and harder for NP to be able to push high ground without losing objectives in the other lanes if they stall too much. But it looks like they're trying to set up for a tier 2 push for now.
And it also gives them a lot of survivability through lifesteal, but the problem is that if Fatal Bonds is landed well, all the damage that they put on Alk that he heals through is going to be spread across his team. So a proper Fatal Bonds could change this fight in a big way. They've got to be careful with their positioning. They can't get caught out of position. They can't let NP initiate first, and the same thing goes for Wings. Wings has got to be, or NP has to be worried about Wings initiating.
Yeah, you've got to get that started. It's absolutely necessary for Wings to be able to get the Slardar Lifestealer, make the first step on the initiation, make that a 4 versus 5. That way they don't get so heavily turned around on with that Fatal Bonds and that Warlock ultimate comes out. Now they're actually finding SPG. That's going to be a free one there. And P have already backed up those simple pickoff. Not much else.
It's a pretty big loss for MP for now. That's going to give Wings confidence to move across the map. Split pushing will happen on the bot lane. I don't believe they lost a gem there at least, but already set up Observer and Sentry gives them that easy pick. It's a little dangerous. They didn't necessarily know for sure where NP was with their cores, but as long as one of them showed somewhere else on the map, that gave them the safety to know that that's a dead tree.
Yeah. See if Wings can actually take an objective. As I say that, Train Protector's already come back up in 5 seconds. That's been the one thing. Alchemist, with this split push, would usually be able to take a tower by now, but all they've got is that safe lane tower at the top lane, just like last time around. Yeah, Wings didn't have a tower for so long, and it's because of that living armor. NP showing what the Train Protector can really do in this meta.
Yeah. I dare say they perfected it in a lot of ways. They're looking for the MSS kill. He's got to roar this.
And to get the oh my god, the push! It puts Shadow up onto the cliff, and he doesn't have a way out of this one. Faith Beyond is dead, and they're going to throw the Golem right on top of Shadow's Sunstrike lands as well. He's going to man-fight up against the Golem, but they have the vision to be able to beat him down from the low ground. Shadow's just stuck there without the rage, and he will end up going down. MSS, the perfect timing to throw that Primal Roar right as the Lifestealer pops out. Gets a rather fortunate push to the high ground that nets them 2 big-time kills.
Sometimes things just go your way like that. That's anime, man.
That is absolutely what is powering NP right now. They're going to go for the push to the bottom ground. They're looking for that melee Rax.
Lifestealer's dead for 37. No buyback there. Can they kill Blink?
Whoa, Poker. A little bit far forward here. Alchemist will get a decent amount of damage on him, bringing down to half. And this will stall the push a bit from NP, but they do have a really good sustain. They've got Living Armor, a little bit of Leech Seed heal, and even just Eternally Envy himself going to Quas. Can heal himself back up to full in just mere seconds, but it seems like that's enough. They won't be able to go for that melee Rax while the Lifestealer's down. And everything sort of resets.
Yeah, Envy was not expecting that to be a real hero. That's why it took so much damage when the Manta came out. So they lose that opportunity to take a barracks, but the fact that they killed the offlane hero and the hard carry for that long is an amazing grab. Could have been a huge difference. What if he comes out the other side when he jumps out of the infest and is pushed into the river? That would have only been 1 kill max, but
yeah,
amazing pickup. It cost him the Inferno Golem at least, but that was needed just in case he started his TP once clipped. So safe play from NP to grab that.
NP trying to set up a gank, but I think they know that it's a little bit too much of a risk. Who knows how many heroes are sitting behind that Alchemist, so they start backing away. They back up to the rest of the allies, going to smoke and try and find the initiation here, but this is a tough tower to be able to defend. Wings have plenty of area to be able to work around behind that Alchemist, which is why NP are going to try and wrap around and catch the team from behind. If they can get a clutch, quick kill on the initiator, maybe they can even blow up Faith Beyond and force the Lifestealer to go on without a vehicle.
This is so dangerous for both teams. Mostly NP though, if they don't collapse at the perfect moment, them being behind isn't going to be an advantage.
Alchemist pushing forward, but the initiation's about to come in from behind. They're going to go straight for Ice. They're going to take away that big tanky support. He's already down. They're going to look for Blink next. Pop the BKB. He's already thrown out the unstable concoction. The Warlock's dead, yes, but it looks like AUI can easily win this man fight up against Blink. The sun goes down just in time. Blink buys time to be able to get away, but a tornado catches him just on the tail end of it. They surround Blink. They will bring him down as the unstable concoction just doesn't seem to be enough. He can't get anyway. The armlet toggle's enough, but he will end up going down. Shadow will at least get a turnaround kill. He's managed to get the Sven. He's going to get the Invoker as well. Faith Beyond has already found 2. Can he find a third? MSS gets away with the TP, and SVG is hiding into trees. Somehow, NP did not manage to win that fight. It started off so great. They got the Winter Wyvern instantly, but at the same time, Wings found the initiation on the Warlock.
Yeah, and not just the Winter Wyvern, it was Winter Wyvern and the Rubik, the 2 heroes that have the best disable on the team. But the amount of time it took for them to actually kill the Alchemist made that prohibitive. Because on the backline, they needed Warlock to maybe have upheaval for disable or Fatal Bonds to spread the damage. And Lifestealer's hitting so hard right now that once Sven has amp damage on him and he doesn't have his AC yet, he just got chewed through. And that's why they lost that fight.
Yeah, they were trying to build some counters to that amp damage. You can see SVG's trying to build up a Lotus Orb, and if they actually get that, that'll be a great way to deal with the amplified damage, but it seems like NP have been stalled up. And it's now Wings who are going to be making the big item progression. They have now the AC up on the Shadow. That is only going to boost his damage that much further. Shiva's up on Blink, so he's able to tank through the Svens. Like, they're so dependent on being able to burst through that Alchemist thanks to AUI's physical damage, but that Shiva's will really limit things.
Yeah, it really will. And the lifesteal and the Manta to remove things. And it's very difficult. Even with the Invoker disables there, they're really lacking on damage right now. It's going to take AUI winning some team fights and ideally for him not dying. That's the only way he's likely to get ahead of net worth from the Lifestealer and the Alchemist.
And we haven't even talked about the Winter Wyvern, the way he can interrupt things, right? Cold Embrace against Sven is so good, and he's got the Winter's Curse as well to be able to kind of disengage, allow the Alchemist to be able to get away from things, might even kill a hero off of that. So that's why NP need to be able to find that initiation on the back lines first. MSS, he's going to be the one pushing out bottom while the rest of his team is sitting around that Roshan pit, but Wings are claiming objectives. They're going to get the tier 2, and they're going to force NP back by going high ground with the Illusions up at the top lane. It seems like NP, though, very happy with this exchange.
Yeah, they're going to have to TP all the way back. They know Alchemist can't get to the Roche pit. Very easy Aegis for them, and much needed after that last fight. Basically perfect initiation with the exception of their backline getting blown up, and they still lost the fight. So Aegis could really help that out, especially if you're trading something like Sven Aegis for some big ultimate initiations from Wings. Oh, it's actually on Invoker, excuse me. Definitely the easier to kill hero. Doesn't have as much armor. If they do jump on him, he can die instantly.
There are many ways that they can just leave the Sven for last in a team fight, right? So he's the big tanky hero. He's even going to have an AC in not too long.
It's a gem pickup on Warlock, so NP very likely to control the map now. It's a big ward on the cliff. That one's kind of hard to spot.
That would certainly help out. Because this division, you're going to see the power of it right here. Faith Beyond sees the opening. They're going to be able to instantly take out the Warlock. Wings are in pretty deep, though. And they have a few heroes around. They're going to be able to join the rest of the team in the mid lane. NP will not try and strike back here. Instead, they're going to go for the split push and see if the Wings team is going to try and push into mid.
Midas is off cooldown. Grant is upset right now. Okay, he's in. We're good. They didn't lose the gem though. Warlock's dead for 30. They've got to slow this down, but it's hard.
Living Armor did so much to be able to stop early pushes, but now Wings can rip apart a tower in just seconds. NP need to be able to find a way to hold, or else without the Warlock, or else they're going to be losing the melee racks, and it looks like they're deciding it's not worth the attempt at a fight right now. Cold Snap actually slows up the Unstable Concoction for a moment. AY jumps in, but he's just going to be focusing down some of the creeps and the illusions, knowing the Alchemist is too far away. Warlock just now coming back up, but Wings is already struck and gone. They've taken the mid lane of Rax and will retreat very cleanly.
And it's amazing how different this game could have been if they just bought that gem 30, 40 seconds earlier. They would have killed the ward on the high ground, the Warlock wouldn't have died, and then NP would have felt comfortable at least taking that fight. But with one dead hero, especially the Warlock's team fight capabilities, there's just no realistic way that that was safe. So small timings, Warlock missing a couple last hits, absolutely gives them that Rax advantage.
And now we're getting into the super late game for the Alchemist, while all these other heroes are only thinking about what their late game items are going to be. He picks up a Basher, and a full out Abyssal is going to be here in not too long. So
it's a good choice. Should allow him to disable Sven through BKB. And that's the hero. That's most of the damage for NP this game, as great as Invoker is.
Invoker, pretty necessary. Lincoln's going to be picked up by him as we have the Blink Dagger on Ice.
Oh,
Ice
smoked
means
under a
that,
ward. They know. They know.
That's rough. IUI. You see the ward now, but it's a bit too late.
They may still try to get a kill with this, though. We'll see.
Oh, it's actually going to be Wings pushing forward. They pop the Sheaths just for a bit of extra vision. They will manage to find SVG inside the river. And NP, you can see already, AUI starts backing up. He takes a small second hit on those Ancients. He wants the rest of this farm. Doesn't look like Wings will be there to punish him.
He's in a good farm position. The AC will help a lot against the Lifestealer. I don't know if it will be enough against Alk, though. That guy's really tanky right now.
Yeah, and he's the two of them, the Lifestealer and the Alchemist, are dishing out so much damage to everyone else on the team that even if the Sven can survive through some direct focus from these two cores, the other heroes are not. And that's what Wings have been doing, right? They've been kind of focusing the back line as much as possible.
And he's in Ag's territory as well. 1,000 GPM right now on him as an Alchemist. Just amazing performance. Just about maxed out. I guess you go Rubik first. Lifestealer, maybe Winter Wyvern. I haven't seen a serious Winter Wyvern Ags before, but this might be the game. He's so farmed.
Blink goes ahead, drops off that armlet, picks up the Abyssal Blade, and Mjolnir now complete for Lifestealer. A heavy increase in attack speed for him in the last few minutes between the AC and that item. Wings start their next assault on the NP base. NP looking for a way to be able to find initiation, but the Hawk, it doesn't show that Wings, Beyond, and Shadow have already found the initiation on the Beastmaster. And Sven, well, he got the two-man Stormhammer, and maybe go for a second kill. Beyond gonna be able to survive, and now the Winter's Curse will hold that Sven in place. Meanwhile, the Alchemist on the front lines has already taken on SVG, and he's beating on that tier 3 tower. It's about to finish up. He's gonna go for the Warlock kill, try and force out that ultimate, and he does successfully, and he still managed to get the Warlock kill. AUI, he's being kited around by these three heroes of Wings, and it seems like NP are just crumbling now in this game number 2. No buybacks whatsoever, and Eternal Envy, the last man stand against the full 4-man of Wings inside their base.
They had to get a good initiation, but with MSS getting jumped on first, they lose their Roar, their Necro 3, and their Gem. And he's going to try to slow this down. He can stop them from attacking for a long time, but he's got more allies coming. Tree ulti can stop things. Roar can stop things, but I don't know if it's going to be enough.
It's just not going to happen. These tier 4s are going to be falling, and NP will concede. Wings take this grand final 2-0.
Wings still looking so unstoppable, but NP almost had this. Game 1 should have been their game. Game 2, it was almost there. They almost had some advantage, but they dropped down, and Wings is going to take the victory. Still one of the best teams, if not the best team we've ever seen in Dota 2.
You got to be feeling for NP a little bit. They were so close to victory in that game number 1, and they had their moments in game number 2, but Wings